This is our 50th wedding anniversary. I'm so happy and I'm so proud. I married my wife. Marami kaming happy moments. Pagka magkasama kami, lagi kaming happy.
My parents, Amanda and Ester, they grew up in the Philippines and they have been married for 50 years, and they're just the kindest, most generous people, very supportive, very nurturing. I can say just only wonderful things about them. They're the best, like truly. So they definitely fight, but the secret is my dad, he just walks away. So he walks away and they just kind of, I guess, work it out and talk when everybody's calm and proceed and focus on the good things. They go on vacations a lot, so to help with stress. So it's been good, and they have a lot of parties with friends and family, and they're excellent hosts. And they're just fabulous. I just wish that they have, so many more years together and with us. We love to be with you, and we wish we could spend much more time with you and vacation with you more. And we're just so extremely blessed by you two. Couldn't have asked for a better mom and dad, truly from the bottom of my heart. I am just so lucky. So thank you, God, and thank you, Mom and Dad. You are the best. Love you.
On behalf of everyone here, we'd like to say happy golden wedding anniversary and congratulations 50 years of a lovely marriage.
I'd like to thank Miss Irene Katran, kababayan ko yan. Pareho Mexicano Polo. Si Irene ang pinakamaganda kong iba. I'd like to thank everybody here for coming for our celebration, and I cannot speak right because I have a speech pathology, but anyway, I'd like to thank, if there is one person we have to thank, it is Edna. She did all the work, all the organization, and what organizational skill she has. I asked her husband, what is the best part of Edna? She said, her beautiful eyes. When I look at her eyes, I melt. congratulate all the guys in the room. You have all good taste. Your wives are all very beautiful. You look all around. What you see is beauty, beauty, and more beauty. Eileen, tama naman? I also like to congratulate the guys. Kasi mga gwapo kayo. Kung hindi kayo gwapo, hindi kayo bagay.
Thank you, Doc Mandy and Ester.
All right, this is two parts. This is a little bit of history on my parents. So I'm just going to start with that, and then I'll jump into the little story. So, all right. So you're going to have to help me out a little bit, Dad. But Elena St. Teresa's, was that your elementary or high school or elementary? Okay. All right. So. He almost lost a year at his elementary school, St. Teresa, because he kept telling the nuns, "You're so beautiful. Why do you have a nun?" Okay, and so then Amanda went to high school at Ateneo de Milo. Trying to read his handwriting, everybody. Okay, pre-med honor section. I just got this history from him because I wanted to share with you his history a little bit and also actually learn some stuff myself. Lotran College Medical School, UST, which I think some of you guys are familiar with. That's right, what he said. Okay, and then afterwards he became the director of the private lab, basically in Detroit, Michigan, 1978. He moved to the VA Medical Center and was chief of hematology, and then became the chief of the blood bank. After 4 years, he was promoted to chief pathologist. Full-time appointment, and he served full-time appointment as assistant professor at the University of Virginia Medical School from 1980 to 2011. So that's a little bit about my dad's history. And my mom's history is just as hard, but a lot shorter. She was a most fabulous Filipino nurse, which I think there are a lot of wonderful Filipino nurses, and she took good care of a lot of her patients, and I think they all loved her, as well as her coworkers. So that's that. Applause, please, while I find my notes. Thank you very much. Okay. So again, it's reading it for me. My phone is reading it for me. Okay, for those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Ester. I wanted to share a little bit about their story from my perspective. Amanda and Esther were born in the Philippines. Back in the olden days, the young kids knew how to work hard. Not so much nowadays, right? When somebody's before. They graduated from medical and nursing school and met in their fields of work. Question for you, friends, that I've always wondered about, so I'm asking you guys, the audience, if it's true. Was Amanda ever Esther's teacher in school? Yes. Okay, and that was a nursing school. So my question is, was he a good teacher? Yes. Okay. Was he inappropriate? Okay, good. I don't want to open a can of worms, so we're moving on. We are so happy some of you they know from the medical field are with us today to celebrate with us. They started out in Detroit, Michigan, where AJ and I were born, and ended up in Roanoke, Virginia, where Amanda was able to find another college job, and also where the biggest baby, Jason, was born. By biggest baby, I don't mean he was a huge baby in size, but more that anytime he tried to pry him away from Esther, He would cry until his face turned blue. You're supposed to laugh at that, guys. Okay. I digress. From my perspective, of Esther's perspective, Rona was boring because the mall sucked. It was so bad she actually got depressed. But as time went on, they got to meet many wonderful people, friends, and coworkers at the VA hospital, and fellow Filipinos in Rona, some of whom we are very happy are here today. I just want to share a few random facts because I only have a certain amount of time. Amanda stayed fit when we were in Rona when he was younger by playing a lot of tennis with friends and with us kids. He would hang out with the Rona friends and Filipinos, and we had a very blessed upbringing in Rona. I do remember that anytime we would go to sit-down restaurants, Amanda often flirted with the waitresses. I feel like there's a running theme here. Ester and all of us just learned to ignore his joking around, but it always made the ladies smile. Another prominent memory I had was of Ester having to work from 7:30 to 4, night shifts, middle of the day shifts. I really don't know how you were able to work full-time, take care of 3 kids, do all of our laundry, and keep the house in order. But she did tell me one thing when I became a mom: you just do it. Light, you get it over with, just do it. Which is actually some of the greatest advice when I feel tired of music. Amanda was always kind and very supportive of us kids, taking time to show us how to play tennis, helping Adrian and Jason with soccer, sending them to camps, and spending time with me on my basketball shots. Has anyone ever used a Stairmaster? I'm asking you guys. Yes. Okay. All right. So Amanda and I went through a phase when I was training for high school sports where we would torture ourselves together on the Stairmaster for 20 to 30 minutes and do strength training 1 hour, 5 days a week. So we got in the best shape actually, but I really enjoyed those times. And even Mom would run with me on the track sometimes. And basically, I'm thankful they taught each of us how to find fun and exercise, because let's face it, exercise is not usually fun. Esther was always a beautiful and nurturing presence in our lives. AJ, Jason, and I always went to her when we needed calm and extra attention, especially baby Jason. And Jason still sleeps in their king bed next to her when we go on vacation. So he doesn't have to sleep on the floor. So they're very close. Fast forward to 2006 when Steve and I had their first 2 grandbabies, Chase Riley and Chelsea Ryan, and how wonderful that they drive up to Northern Virginia, which is about 4 hours, and probably every couple of weekends to help Steve and I out with these 2 wonderful animals. And Steve, I have to thank for just adding a lot of fun and jokes to our life. And then AJ and Courtney added 3 more grandbabies, Lawson, Yori, and Emmy, aka Evelyn. And then Jason and Jolie added the newest and cutest addition, baby Andrew. We cannot thank God enough for this family. We're thankful to Steve for so many, here we go, this is the part, Steve. We're thankful to Steve for so many laughs he's brought to our family. He's like the king of dad jokes and is a great dad. And to both Courtney and Jolie for bringing joy and babies to our lives with Courtney's wonderful cooking and health tips, and Jolie's kindness to all our kids, and what appears to be super smarts when it comes to just knowing things about life and how to do things well. In the midst of all these years, Armando and Esther found Las Vegas. What a fun place to visit. And then they walked into their current house in Rose Ranch and decided to buy it. And wow, has anyone seen their Facebook posts? Anyone? All those pictures Esther posts of all the fancy parties she goes to. For one, she dressed up like Olivia Newton-John. And I guess, Amanda, were you John Travolta? And they color code their outfits, they went to Zumba exercise class, they wear hats and probably drink tea and eat lots of leche. They walk together, golf together, and Amanda and Esther have even bowled with them, which is really shocking to me, thinking of them bowling. But it's great. I have only one word to describe seeing all of their living on Facebook. Lovely. It is so lovely to see you enjoying your retirement. Speaking of retirement, Amanda used to joke all the time about spending our inheritance. And after a few more years of these jokes, I realized it was not a joke. AJ and Jason and families, I'm sad to report that he may have already succeeded in spending our inheritance. Anyways, I'm very honored to be here with each of you today. You are all wonderful friends of Amanda and Esther's that have touched their lives in one way or another. Thank you for coming to help us celebrate. I'm so honored and so very happy to be able to wish my favorite mom, Esther, and my favorite dad, Amanda, the most amazing golden anniversary. And as usual, what a beautiful party that you guys have put on. You have both been such a blessing in all of our lives. Thank you for giving us vacation experiences and showing that if you work hard, you should also play hard, because life can fly by sometimes. Of course, I cannot go on without saying thank you for the money. Sometimes, not all the time, we aren't spoiled. I just mean that we always look forward to our Christmas envelopes and the groceries you buy us and the fancy dinners you take us to because our kids are sucking up all our money. Just kidding, kids. Thank you for cooking such amazing food. You're both great chefs. As I've grown up to hate cooking, actually. You've done so many things for so many people. You've helped your families, a lot of you who are here today, friends when needed. You've always been generous, and we could not at all be any luckier or more blessed to have you in our lives. Okay, the toast is coming later, but please give a huge round of applause for our mom and dad, our true MVP. Happy golden anniversary.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I just want to thank everyone for being here. When your parents get older, you start to kind of worry a little bit about them. You know that things are going to kind of slow down and just kind of fade away a little bit. But seeing everyone here, I can see that that's not going to happen. They're surrounded by love and support. Currently and in the past, there's so many people that love and care about my parents, and that's just really reassuring to see. Michelle talked about the Facebook posts. I think my parents are having more fun and more than I am. So thank you everybody for just taking care of my parents and loving them the way that we do. Now, my family, we're not big on PDA, public affection. We don't say I love you a whole lot, or kisses, but as I get older, again, I think it is important just to say it out loud, and to share it openly. So I love you, Mom and Dad. Congratulations on 50 years. It's amazing. A little bit. My mom, everyone knows, she's a beauty, right? She's a classic beauty, but she's so much more than that, right? When she would come to soccer games, she was super intense. She was yelling and screaming, kick the ball, all this stuff. You see her trying to get a room comped or upgraded. She's very intense. Like Michelle talked about when we were in Detroit. And, my dad had a heart attack. And my mom had just moved over here. And, I was about 1, Michelle was about 3. And I just imagine how she was, back then, having 2 young kids and a husband who was sick. And then she stuck with them, and then they moved to Roanoke, and met so many wonderful people there. But it's right, it's coming from the Philippines to Detroit to Roanoke. It's very similar. It's a beautiful town. You should go visit. But it wasn't easy for her, and she stuck with it. It's just the way that I think of my mom. She's, just so faithful and loving, and she's always been there for my dad, and she is now. With his speech pathology, with all the problems, she does everything for him, and that made a good choice. Now my dad, the best thing I can say about my dad is that he's his own man. He made his own choices in life. So I really appreciate that, you know. I mean, we would talk about when he was young, growing up, and other people would go out drinking and doing all this stuff. My dad would drink Coast. So, you know, he's so hurt. And then, you know, he chose my mom, right? Which wasn't, like, I don't think his family necessarily looked highly upon that because she wasn't from that certain type of family. But again, he made his own decision, and he made the right one, obviously. I think we can all agree on that. And then with you know, us kids, you know, I appreciate that as well. And when I heard about my grandpa, like he was this kind of old school and very tough love. And my dad was always very open and unconditional about his love. You know, he never put pressure on us to be anything or you know, be a doctor or this and that. You know, he's always made his own choices with parenting, and his love has been unconditional. You know, both of them have. So let's raise our glasses to Ester and Mandy, Sarah. Love you. Cheers, and to love everlasting. Cheers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Evelyn Sayers, and I've known Dogma and Esther since 1998. When I moved from Los Angeles to Ronald, Virginia, after marrying my wonderful husband, Billy. Both Dogma and Esther have helped me in my employment at the State Day Hospital. When Dogma was the director of the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine, and Esther was the senior nurse. Both of them were very generous, kind, thoughtful, and very dedicated and committed to not only to their family, relatives, and friends, but also to our real heroes, our veterans. Doc Mandy is very witty, funny, and very, very naughty. When I was in Roanoke, he introduced himself and other Filipino doctors to me, and he said, those other doctors would take good care of me while I live, and he would take good care of me when I die. I didn't know what he meant then, but I then found out that he was an expert in embalmment and autopsy. He's so naughty. And aside from being an expert, one thing more, he teases my husband all the time, calling him as his best friend. But my husband would quit, telling him that my husband was his one and only friend. That's the joke, a private joke. Also, Doc Mandy, aside from being an expert on his job, he was also an expert on love. He captured the heart of the most beautiful nursing student that's Ester. Their love story, their courtship, and their beautiful love story is very fascinating and it's wonderful news. Mandy and Esther, congratulations, and may have 50 more years of adventure, love, and happiness. Thank you very much.
I hesitate to talk, but they said I have to come up here and talk. My wife told me, make it short. I don't know if I can do that. Anyway, I made some notes. We thought about this affair, and we thought about going on a cruise with immediate family. But then we realized we have a big family. That's why we invited you all. Anyway, whether you like it or not, you are all family. You are all my family. I'd like to thank several groups. We have friends from Canada. We have friends from Baltimore. We have friends from Roanoke, Virginia. We have friends from California. And friends from Chicago. And Texas. And Detroit. And also friends here in Las Vegas. I hope I didn't miss any group. But anyway, if you ask me how we lasted because everything we do is 50-50. She tells me she cooks and I eat. And then she tells me I'm gonna job and you pay. There are many things I like about my wife. One of the things is she is low maintenance. You know, my friends, when we were in Detroit, they go on a cruise, they go to Europe. Or she tells me, magmahalan lang tayo. Pero napakadaling paligayahin ang asawa ko. Sasabihin ko lang, lalabas ako, magbibili na siya. I-block mo ako sa Silverton o Wii. Pero, you don't think we have a cleanup. You don't know that. He tells me what is mine is mine, what is yours is mine. I am very fortunate because I came to America ahead of her. She was still going to nursing school. But anyway, when I saw her first time, it was love at first sight. Ganda na lang sa mga mata niya. Noong unang magtuma yung aming mata, ang ilibig yung puso. Alam niyo, hindi ako makata. Pero gusto kong tumula. Pwede ba? Pwede. Ang tula na ito is all dedicated to my beautiful wife. At ang tula na ito galing sa kalooban ng puso mo. Ito na. You are the apple of my eye. You are the manga of my pie. You are palaman na aking tinapay. New on my kalamay. Even of my supply. Ring on my kamay. Blood of my atay. Bubbles of my laway. You are the roof of my bahay. The strength of my tulay. Joy of my tagumpay. Dream of my nanay. Ube in my monay. Ikaw ang patis sa aking gulay. Ikaw ang toyo sa aking siomay. You are the calcium in my kalansay. You are the bohol of my time, between of my sky, beauty of my tagaytay, ketchup on my friend's You are wings when I fly, wind when I bye-bye, sipit for my champagne. You are the shoulder when I cry. You are the cure to my array. Answer to my wife. In short, you are the love until I die. In short, you are the sum. You are the center of my buhay. Nagpapasalamat ko kasi sumunod si Ester dito sa Amerika. Bago ako umalis, nagpunta dito sa Amerika. Sabi ko, huwag kang mag-alala, magsasama rin tayo. Magsasama rin tayo. Huwag kang alala kasi sabi ko, isa lang ang puso ko. Sa kapagdating ko sa Amerika, hindi ako titingin sa iba. Mabuti na lang sumunod siya. Sabi ng kapatid niya, kung hindi sumunod siya sa walang petisyon, wala kami rito. Pero para sa akin, hindi yun eh. Kung hindi sumunod si Ester, malungkot ang buhay ko. Malungkot ang buhay ko. Kaya kung hindi sumunod si Ester, hanggang ngayon, binata pa ako.